Look at that fucker right there.
Hi, buddy.
Oh my.
Oh my god. It's looking at us. Okay, don't move.
They're hiding under a security camera, like probably out of sight.
What was that thing?
Next is a clip shared by Instagram user Girls Deluluco, capturing a moment that turns a peaceful holiday into sheer panic. The couple was staying in a chalet just outside Gatlinburg, Tennessee, a mountain town best known as the gateway to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, a vast wilderness spanning more than 520,000 acres. The area is famous for its views, hiking trails, and quiet retreats tucked deep into the mountains. But it's also home to something many visitors underestimate: dangerous wildlife. For a moment, they forgot that dangerous part.
I fucking love bears. Go. That's so crazy. Look at that fucker right there.
Hi, buddy.
Oh my.
As you saw, her boyfriend leads her out onto the patio to show her something below. At first, it almost feels unreal. Standing directly beneath their balcony is a black bear, calmly positioned just under the edge of the structure. There's no distance, no good barrier, and then everything happens at once. The moment they step closer to look, the bear suddenly lunges, charging toward them without warning. Panic erupts. The camera jolts. You can hear the shock in their reaction as they scramble back inside, slamming the door just in time. The timing couldn't have been tighter. Bears are not predictable. Even when they appear calm, a single movement, eye contact, proximity, noise, can trigger a defensive or aggressive response. What makes this encounter especially terrifying is how close they already were. There was no safe buffer zone, no time to react if the bear had committed fully. Fortunately, no further updates were shared with the clip. There were no reports of injuries, and we can only assume the couple managed to get inside safely without physical harm. But this footage is a harsh reminder. In places like Gatlinburg, nature doesn't stay at a distance. Wildlife doesn't recognize patios, railings, or vacation rentals as boundaries. And when it comes to animals like bears, one wrong step can turn a curious moment into a life-threatening situation. This encounter ended with a door closing just in time. But it easily could have ended very differently. But sometimes, the danger doesn't come from the wilderness at all. Sometimes it comes from people, showing up without warning when you're most vulnerable. And that takes us to Jake, the creator behind the channel, Salvage to Scenic. Jake is used to spending nights alone in his truck. Remote pull-offs, empty parking lots, forgotten back roads. Solitude is part of the lifestyle. But one night, that familiarity shattered. The video opens abruptly, not with scenery or calm reflections, but with tension already in the air. It's just after midnight. Jake is parked, trying to sleep, when a car suddenly pulls into the lot. It honks once, deliberately, then slowly circles his truck. A door opens, closes, and then he sees someone walk directly past the front of his vehicle, close enough to brush the corner. Moments later, it gets worse.
It's like 12:30 in the morning. A car just pulled up into the parking lot. It honked its horn and then did a lap around me. Heard a door open and close. And I saw a guy walk right in front of my car, brushing the front corner of it. I heard some talking and stuff, and I'm looking out the window right now at two people in all black in hoods. They're hiding under a security camera, probably out of sight. And they've got a bag on the ground, like a big duffel or backpack or something. And I don't know if they're doing a drug deal or if they've got tools in there and they're fixing to break into my garage. But I don't really like this.
Two figures dressed entirely in black appear near the building, hooded, standing beneath a security camera, deliberately positioning themselves just out of view. At their feet sits a large bag, a duffel or backpack, heavy enough to raise immediate concern. Jake watches from inside his truck, heart racing, unsure whether he's witnessing a drug deal, a burglary, or something that could quickly turn violent. Then they disappear.
Suddenly, they have vanished. It looked like they went around that back corner of the building, but I don't really know. 10 minutes later, and they're back. I'm just trying to sleep, man. Just walking over here right now. Bro, what the f? There's one going over there. And the other one is still over here. I don't like this at all.
One moves to one side of the building, the other lingers. The car that dropped them off is gone. Jake realizes he's alone, and very visible. He can't sleep. He doesn't know what they want, but the longer they remain, the more unsafe the situation feels. Trash cans shift position during the night. Voices rise and fall. Engines rev yelling echoes through the darkness.
This doesn't seem good at all, especially because they were dropped off here and the car left. I think I've spent too many nights here, and they want to know what's in the back of this thing, or they want to, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Eventually, exhaustion wins, but not without precautions. Jake blocks his windshield, leaves the keys in the ignition, and uses his digital rearview mirror to monitor both the front and rear of the truck as he drifts in and out of sleep, effectively standing guard from the driver's seat. At some point during the night, the battery drains completely. Morning brings relief and clarity.
Well, I hit through the night. This trash can is now sitting in kind of the middle of the pavement here for some reason. So that happened sometime between passing out and waking up. I fell asleep sitting here on guard, kind of listening. There was revving of engines, yelling and screaming. And I saw those two people doing sketchy stuff for like half an hour, and there's more screaming after that. So I decided to put my windshield cover up, and I decided to put my keys in the ignition to get power to our digital rear view mirror. So I was able to swipe and have a view front and behind of the truck, and fell asleep watching that, keeping guard. And fortunately, I killed the truck battery completely. So hopefully we're able to jump it with our jump pack.
The strangers are gone. The lot is quiet, but the fear lingers. What started as an ordinary night of truck camping had turned into the most unsettling experience he'd ever had on the road. No confrontation, no clear answers. Just the unmistakable sense that something wasn't right, and that staying any longer would have been a mistake. After jump-starting the truck, Jake moves on. The rest of the journey takes him deeper into the mountains, back into open spaces and familiar risks, narrow roads, steep ridges, wildlife tracks, and isolation that feels earned rather than threatening. The landscape opens up. The danger becomes visible again, predictable. But that night stays with him, because sometimes the scariest moments don't come from cliffs, storms, or wild animals, but from people, intentions unknown, appearing when you least expect them, and vanishing without explanation. And that's the part you never forget. And that takes us to this next clip that comes from Hannah Lee Duggan. On her channel, Hannah documents a life built around movement, independence, and saying yes to the unfamiliar. In this video, that philosophy took her and a friend far from anything predictable. Wild camping in Africa, where the line between adventure and danger is far thinner than it appears on a map. From the start, Finding a place to camp proved more difficult than expected. Unlike the remote camping Hannah was used to back home, true wild camping here wasn't encouraged, or often even allowed. Campsites were crowded, close to towns, or bordered by lodges and roads. Not dangerous, but not the wilderness they were searching for. And so, they kept driving.
Oh my god. Are we gonna get trampled by cows? How are we gonna get on the freeway? Cow crossing. This is so funny. Okay, we found a spot.
Dangerous toxic woods present. Talk to me. What is like literally right there? Oh, maybe that's just one of those little deers. I was like, what's this thing?
I don't see anything.
Eventually, they reached a campsite deep inside a protected park, remote, quiet, and unsettlingly alive. Warning signs weren't subtle. Crocodiles, hippos, wildlife known not just for their size, but for their unpredictability. The camp sat directly beside the water, beautiful, calm, and potentially lethal after dark. Still, this was what they had been hoping for. Isolation, silence, and the feeling of being very small in a very large place.
Alright. We're going to the bathroom. Wish us luck.
So wait, things are actually
Okay, we just made it to the bathroom. We didn't run into any hippos.
just a salamander.
But just in case you're wondering, there is a bath, in case you want to take one. There has been a bath in every campsite that we've been in.
The water looks slightly long in that bathroom. Just
Is it? I'm gonna steal the toilet paper from this toilet stall because there's a big spider, but it's like a daddy long legs, but I just don't feel like disturbing him. So
I love spideys.
it looks so ominous on camera. Ah.
As night approached, the danger felt abstract, something to be cautious about, but distant. That changed the following day. While driving through the park toward their next destination, the road ahead suddenly filled with movement. Elephants. Not one or two, but an entire group. Massive bodies crossing slowly, blocking the only way forward. At first it felt surreal, awe-inspiring. Then the mood shifted.
We have some traffic on our way to camp.
Sorry, I'm gonna be late to the meeting.
There were elephants in the road.
She said, come here in case you want me.
This is hilarious. Oh, baby! Look at all these elephant butts! Oh my god. Oh my gosh, they're all going together! I don't know what to do. So these ones just came. Oh my god. What the fuck? I don't want to like move too much. I don't want to move too much.
It's facing us.
Is it? Okay, I'm just.
Oh my god.
I'm not okay.
This is really scary. I think we need to just not move, is what I think we need to do. Holy shit. That was terrifying. Oh my god, his dick is out.
I know. You'll be out.
Oh, I hate this.
Wow.
Oh my god, that was terrifying. Yeah, I get a little aggravated. Oh my god.
The elephants didn't simply pass through. They lingered. They circled. Some began moving erratically, chasing each other, cutting dangerously close to the vehicles. One turned back, facing Hannah's car directly. Another charged sideways. The distance between metal and muscle vanished in seconds.
Oh my god, I'm genuinely really freaked out. And this elephant is coming back at us. It's facing us. Okay. Oh my god. It's looking at us? Okay, don't move. Oh my god. Oh my god. Fuck. Okay, they're like, that elephant is like running next to them. Oh my god, this is actually terrifying.
Heather and I got so close to our car.
I don't know how we're gonna get out of here. They did a good job. They were like out. I don't know, what do we do?
Oh my god, another one's coming back.
That one's really aggressive. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get through. Holy fucking shit. I can't believe that car managed to get through. I don't know. I think they're gonna come back at us. I don't think they were coming at us though.
I think they're fighting. These two were just chasing each other and they got so close to our car.
They're coming back this way. What the fuck?
When they go,
that one has a stick out too. That's what they're doing.
oh my gosh, they're mating.
Which is why this is terrifying.
This feels...
But like, I'm shaking. Should we just like reverse out of here? But like, I don't want to make sudden movements. I did not like that.
Inside the car, panic set in. No clear rules. No safe instructions. Do they move? Do they stay still? Do they turn the engine off? Every instinct conflicted with the next. Other vehicles reversed suddenly, their movements agitating the herd even more. Dust rose, ears flared, tusks flashed in the fading light. This wasn't a safari moment. It was a mistake waiting to happen.
They're coming back this way. Oh, that one has its dick out. Like, it is chasing after all the females is what it's doing. We are totally alone in the middle of an elephant herd. This is insane.
This feels...
really not good. I don't think they'll bother us if we don't make sudden movements. I think we just stay.
Oh yeah, he's peeing. It's like a washer nozzle.
I think we should just stay still. Like, I don't think we bother them unless we move. Don't like, okay, look at, they're going. Okay, so I think we're gonna, okay. These guys are gonna pass us at some point. That was the scariest thing I think possibly I've ever experienced in my life.
I think that was when it was right here, dude.
Dude, it was charging their car.
For nearly an hour, they were trapped, surrounded, shaking, watching animals that outweighed the vehicle by several tons decide where to move next. Later, locals would confirm what they feared at the moment. Elephants in that area had already flipped multiple cars that year. The danger was real, and it had nothing to do with imagination. When the herd finally moved on, relief didn't come immediately. Darkness had fallen. They missed their intended campsite and were forced to sleep inside the park, exhausted, wired, and still replaying what had almost happened. The video captures more than a close call. It shows how quickly freedom can turn into vulnerability, how being self-reliant doesn't mean being in control, and how nature doesn't announce when it's about to remind you who actually belongs there. Hannah and her friend walked away unharmed, but the encounter left its mark, not as trauma, but as respect. Because some moments don't need dramatization. When you're sitting still in a car, surrounded by elephants at dusk, fear doesn't come from the unknown. It comes from understanding exactly how real the danger is. In Hannah's story, danger was impossible to miss. Massive, loud, and surrounding her in plain sight. This next encounter is the opposite. Quieter, closer, and far harder to read. Jens is no stranger to solo camping. His channel is built around quiet nights in remote places, deserts, back roads, wide open silence where the only company is your own thoughts. But on this trip, that silence didn't last. Jens had spent the day doing what he loves most, pushing his 4Runner out into the desert, carving through muddy trails, and finding a spot far away from everyone else. It was the kind of isolation he usually comes out here for. No noise, no people, just open space and a quiet night ahead. By the time camp was set, the mood felt calm. He threw up his awning, got his lights running, and settled into the slow routine of solo camping. He journaled, worked a little, let the desert cool down around him, and eventually started cooking dinner, trying out a simple one-pan pasta he'd basically made up on the spot. And for a moment, it was perfect. He was finally sitting there eating, relaxing, enjoying the meal more than he expected, when something moved in the dark.
Please don't be too hot, please don't be too hot. It's hot, but with my pants it's warm. There's actually quite a bit of flavor. I'm glad that chicken bouillon wasn't too much. And the noodles are al dente. Al dente, al dente, I don't know. They're delicious, let me say that. They're cooked perfectly. Wow. Holy shit, guys. There's a little animal right there. I think it might be a little bobcat. Coyote. Shoo! Go away! I hope he's not attracted to my food. What was that thing? Gah!
At first, it's just a flicker outside the light, a shape low to the ground. Jens freezes, trying to make sense of what he's seeing, because in the desert at night, you don't get a clear view. You get outlines, shadows, guesswork, and that's where fear starts to grow. His mind jumps to the worst possibilities: a bobcat, a coyote, something bigger than it looks. And suddenly, that peaceful dinner doesn't feel peaceful anymore. It feels exposed. He backs off immediately, pulling himself toward the safety of the car, watching through the window as the animal lingers near the campsite. The tension isn't just that something is there. It's that he can't fully identify it. It keeps moving around his vehicle, coming in and out of view like it's testing how close it can get.
I'm gonna eat this in my freaking car. I don't want to be out here. Piss off! Oh my gosh. Well, it's safe to say we are not alone out here. Jeez. You can call me a baby if you want, bro. But I have no idea what is outside my car right now. Some type of critter animal. But it was... I hope I caught it on the camera. I think I did. Yeah. Oh, it's right there. It's right there. It's got a striped tail. I guess I shouldn't be scared. He's so small. But I don't know what it is. Looks like a mixture of a little coyote and a little skunk. See him? That kind of scared me. I haven't ever had an interaction with, like, anything besides a little squirrel or something right next to me at night, camping alone. Jeez, jeez.
Then he finally saw it clearly. A small animal with a striped tail.
Look. There it is. He's right there. He's looking around. There he is. Going to the back of the car. Should we scare it?
Not the nightmare scenario. Not something that's likely to hurt him. But even then, the fear doesn't disappear right away. Because when you're alone at night, miles from anyone else, the first few seconds are everything. That initial uncertainty, not knowing what's out there, not knowing what it wants, not knowing whether it's alone, that's just as terrifying as facing something truly dangerous. Eventually, the animal drifts off. The moment passes. Jens gets cleaned up, gets into his tent, and tries to let his nerves settle. But the desert doesn't give you comfort the same way daylight does. Even after it's gone, the thought lingers. If something that small could slip that close without warning, what else could be out there, just beyond the edge of the light? Now, this next one is a clip shared by Instagram user Azoutdoor Siduo, and it's a reminder that sometimes the most reliable warning system doesn't come from gear, experience, or confidence. It comes from instinct. The footage was recorded near Payson, Arizona, along a quiet hiking trail that leads to the remains of an abandoned railroad tunnel project dating back to 1883. The tunnel was never completed, left behind as a hollow scar in the rock. A place where history lingers and sound behaves strangely the deeper you go. As she arrived, another group was heading out. They mentioned the tunnel was clear. No wildlife inside, nothing unusual. So she continued on alone, just her and her dog. At first, everything felt normal. Her dog walked into the tunnel calmly, curious but relaxed. No hesitation, no fear. The kind of behavior you trust when you're moving through unfamiliar terrain. Until something changed.
Wow. Yeah, let's get out of here, buddy.
A sound came from deeper inside the tunnel. Faint, indistinct, but wrong. Before she had time to fully process it, her dog did. His posture shifted immediately. His movement stopped, and without hesitation, he turned around and began heading back toward the entrance. No barking, just certainty. She didn't argue with it. She didn't push forward to see what made the noise. She turned around and left immediately. Dogs don't rationalize danger away. They don't second-guess instincts. When something doesn't belong, they know. Whatever was inside that tunnel remains unseen and unexplained. But one thing is clear. Listening to her dog likely kept this encounter from becoming something far worse. So what do you think they heard inside that tunnel? Let me know in the comments below. And that takes us to this last video from Saucy Seth. On his channel, Seth documents life on the road, traveling alone with his truck, his dog Stella, and a willingness to explore places most people would rather avoid. In this video, that curiosity led him to the coast of Delaware, and into what he would later describe as the most frightened he's ever been while camping. After a long day of driving, Seth arrived near a small coastal town called Lewis, just north of Rehoboth Beach. On the surface, the area looks peaceful, beaches, parks, and quiet roads. But beneath that calm reputation lies a darker history. Seth had done his research. The nearby Cape Henlopen State Park, once a military base during World War I and World War II, has long been associated with reports of unexplained activity. Stories of apparitions, strange noises, and shadowy figures have circulated for decades. One location in particular stood out: Watchtower 12.
So you can't even go inside of this watchtower. They have completely blocked it off, but it definitely gives off a very creepy vibe to it.
According to local legend, the tower is said to be haunted by the spirit of a soldier who once guarded the area during wartime. Visitors have claimed to capture figures in photographs, hear footsteps where no one is present, and feel an overwhelming sense of being watched. The tower itself is sealed off, inaccessible, fenced, and decaying, yet it continues to draw attention for reasons no one has been able to fully explain. As night fell, Seth returned.
It's like 9:30 right now, and it's pitch black outside. I'm gonna be so freaking honest with you guys. Like, I'm scared right now. It's like just now hitting me that I'm the only person out here. Like, I'm in this parking lot, this sketchy parking lot. There's like 2 lights, and I'm the only person in this parking lot. I don't know if I'm just like, if my brain is playing tricks on me, but I feel like I can hear everything outside right now. You know, just thinking about the stories and all the experiences out here. Like, I don't know if they're real or not, or, you know, but hopefully I can just get in there, walk around, check it out, and then leave. I'm going to be watching Stella, making sure she's good, but we're going to do it because I said I was going to do it. I'm here. Yeah. Let's go. Stella, you ready? All right.
The parking lot was empty. The lights were sparse, and Seth was acutely aware that he was completely isolated. No nearby campers, no passing cars, no easy escape if something went wrong. The silence felt heavy. Every sound carried farther than it should have.
Guys, my heart is beating so fast right now. We're going down the trail. I don't know. I don't really have a flashlight. Okay, the watchtower is up here. I'm gonna show you guys Stella so you can see her, how she's reacting right now.
With rain beginning to fall, Seth and Stella stepped onto the trail leading toward the watchtower. Visibility was poor. He had no proper flashlight, only his phone. As they moved deeper into the darkness, the atmosphere shifted. What had felt quiet before now felt oppressive. The air itself seemed wrong.
The watchtower is over there. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's raining right now, and this is the... I'm not gonna lie, like, I definitely feel like a very dark energy around here. Hell nah, bro. The energy around this just does not feel right. Alright, guys. I gotta get out of here.
Near the tower, Seth described feeling a sudden surge of fear, an instinctive reaction he couldn't explain. Goosebumps covered his arms. His heart raced. The sense of being watched intensified. Then came the sounds.
What was that? Shh. I'll run. So, go.
Footsteps, movement. Something approached him from the darkness. At that moment, instinct took over. Seth fled back down the trail with Stella. Whatever caused the noise is never clearly seen. There's no confirmation of what followed him. But the fear was real enough that he didn't hesitate. The next day, reviewing the footage, Seth admitted he couldn't fully explain what happened. It may have been imagination, it may have been wildlife, or it may have been something else entirely. But one thing stood out to him: the energy of that place. The overwhelming dread. The physical reaction his body had before he ever turned to run. He left the area immediately and chose to camp as far away from the park as possible. What makes this encounter unsettling isn't what's visible on camera, it's what isn't. The darkness, the isolation, the history, and the fact that even someone experienced in solo travel knew instinctively when it was time to leave. Because sometimes fear doesn't come from what you see. It comes from realizing you're somewhere you were never meant to stay. Now that was all for today, folks. If you enjoyed these horrifying clips, click to see more on the video on screen.